feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of double XI.
Positive Power 21.org. Internet radio.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
That's right, you tell him, little buddy. You're listening to Late Nights. Late Night with Jerry Royce Live Worldwide and the beautiful KIMMIE Kim out of St. Louis. Welcome, family. Thank you for joining us. We got a great show for you tonight. We always do. Right here on the Late Night Radio Show. We hope you guys had a great weekend. I know the Grammys broadcast last night, and also the Pro Bowl. What do you guys think of the Pro Bowl being a flag football game? That was interesting. Very interesting. So we got a great guest tonight. Speaking of music, we got Larry D, a.k.a. Larry Dodson, is here. You guys may know that name. Man, I just watched him on Soul Train. That's right. He was on Soul Train. That was my show. That was a lot of us best show, because that's where you got all your music. That's right. We didn't have no YouTube back then. So you had to wait till Saturday, a whole week. And they didn't. I don't even think it had a replay, unless you was in the DMV and you happened to pick up Baltimore and Washington channels. You may have lucked up and saw it twice. But that's the way it was back in the 70s and 80s. So you was forced to buy tickets to see your favorite groups. You didn't care what the price was. You had to see your favorite group. That's right. You had their posters on the wall. You collected all their LPs and 45s. Man, that was the good old days. I don't care what people say. I know it's kind of fun now, too, but I had a lot more fun back then. Let's ask KIMMIE Kim how much fun she had back in the day. What's up, KIMMIE Kim? How you feel?
Oh, why you talk about Soul Train? I used to love my Soul Train.
I know, man. Don Cornelius, man. I wanted a show like that so bad.
The Soul Train line, and then people just having a good time dancing.
Yeah, the culture, yeah.
Good music,
I know. The music was crazy.
Make a show like that. I think people will support that.
I know. Well, I don't know. It's kind of hard now. The world's kind of unpredictable right now. Because I've been hearing people talking about, they think once everybody let the guards down, we're going to get hit again by C-20. Something like that.
Well, you see what happened with the Chinese trying to put balloons up in the sky.
Yeah, they want to see what's going on for America. How we living.
Right.
Yeah. They said
mind your business.
Yeah, they said they living, they don't care. They don't have no mask on, and 26% of the people vaccinated. They said, hey, we could do that. Yeah, they want to know what's going on. They don't believe our TV because we got false media. What did number 45 say 100 times is fake media?
I always believe fake media too.
Oh yeah, they manufacture.
But I was in Missouri. I didn't see a balloon in the sky. But they said it was in Missouri. I didn't see it.
That's the thing, man. You never know. People could make stuff up, man. Could have been some kid released his balloon from a party or something. Who knows? Could have been
and they said it was the size of 4 school buses. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Then they said they knocked it down, shot it down too. That's crazy. So what kind of weapons do you shoot a balloon down with? Machine gun bullets or a grenade launcher or something, rocket launcher?
I know the Air Force took care of it, but I just thought that was weird.
How did they take it down? I don't know. It's crazy.
I know. I still don't believe in the hype. I'm like, Public Enemy said it the best back in the days. Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype. I know.
Don't believe the hype. Yeah.
Well, we'd be good. I mean, everybody, I say just manifest your own life. Have some fun. Don't get upset about what's going on. You can't control it. Just live your life in the fullness. 'Cause you don't want to be on your hospital bed and say, oh, man, I wish I would have done that. I would have done that. And I'm going to tell you, speaking of all of that, I always wanted to, I was really influenced by TV. And, of course, Soul Train, I was influenced by that because I always was looking forward to, our favorite funk groups coming on. And that's what Larry and him was, but, he was about the funk. And so it's like you look for, just like last night, I really thought Beyonce was going to perform. So I guess she's saving all that for her tour. But
Yeah, I'm not spending those $600 seeing no Beyonce.
I know. I heard it's
Her tickets
kind
are
of
like out crazy,
Yeah, you gotta be rich.
outrageous.
Yeah, there's a lot of rich people floating around right now, though. A lot of rich people.
Yeah, they can go.
But just think about it. We was influenced by TV a lot, back in those days, even up through the 90s, like when Miami Vice influenced the culture with the the outfits coming out of Miami. We never even thought we were going to ever dress like that, wearing floral colors and stuff, what do they call it, pastel, something like that?
Yeah, and then covering your nipples with, decorations, yeah.
Yeah, so who would have known, that fashion and then the cars, the really expensive foreign cars made its way into our neighborhoods. People driving BMWs and Mercedes because TV influenced your decisions when you do stuff. So for me, I grew up on a lot of TV, and mostly all we really could get was, Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, and all them. So I always wanted to be a puppet master. And so my dream came true. And so this year, I've been nominated for 3 awards. 3 awards out of New York City.
Congratulations.
Coming out of New York. And hopefully I'll be able to make both awards. I'm just so excited. I got a call from one of the musicians that used to play for KIMMIE. He actually helped us with our music. And so we talked about that today, putting some more music videos out there for the kids. So we're really excited, So anyway.
Well, you deserve it.
You
really deserve it.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're amazing.
Yeah. Enjoying, just trying to live life in the fullness, man. Try to do our thing. In a sense, we can't control what the government do, and we can't control what the police do. All we can do is just control what we can control. So, dream your dream, live your dreams, y'all. That's all I can say. Live your dreams.
Be the best you.
That's right. Use what you got. All right. Well, look, Larry kept dropping in and out of the queue, but I think he's back now, so he's here. Let's say hello before Kimmie Kim conduct her interview with him. What's up, Mr. Larry D? Welcome to Late Night, sir. How you doing?
I am absolutely great. How are you guys doing?
Good.
I'm doing good.
Thank you, sir.
I thought something was wrong. He kept saying muted, but so that was on your end. I'm good. I'm good, man.
Yeah, that was on your end. We had to keep, keep you from laughing while we was talking. But anyway, we glad to have you back. I know you did some TV with us with My Journey. That was one of our favorite episodes, so we so glad to have you back today. Of course, you've been interviewed by Kimmie Kim, not Miss Paula G this time, but I'm sure everybody's going to enjoy the interview just as well. So look, I'm just stopping by to say hello. So you guys have a great show, and I'm right here if you need me. Amen.
All right.
Well, thank you, Jerry. And I just want to thank you, Jerry, once again for this opportunity. And my brother, Larry D, thank you so much for this fellowshipy time. How are you doing today?
I'm absolutely great. Just here winding up, looking at some concerts I've got to play and talking to my road manager, making sure he's on point so I can be on point.
It's always a good thing to have someone to help you. I really believe teamwork is the dream work. Isn't that amazing?
Well, teamwork makes the dream work.
Exactly. So I'm so impressed about your music and your bio. And before we begin this wonderful conversation, can you tell the listeners who is Larry D?
I am the original lead singer, the original voice of the legendary, iconic Bar-Kays.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for almost 50 years. Center stage with an amazing band. And 2019, so I retired, and I took 7 months, and James and I found somebody to take my place. It was nothing wrong, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I wasn't in bad health or anything, but I've been married to a wonderful woman for 52 years, and we just decided we were just going to slow it down. But I could not take sitting at home, so after about a year and a half, I decided to come out of the hiatus and just embark on a solo career. I let the kids stay and let them stay on the road to take my place. And I thought, it was just something different for me. We started a new record label, and I got very, very lucky with a great album called Yours Truly, Larry D. And I birthed 3 singles from it. And I'm on tour now, and I travel now as Larry D, the original lead singer of the Barcades, and hey, it's amazing.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I bet you have some amazing stories to share, don't you? Like with different artists that you probably perform with and been in this music industry for so long, and you're still having a great time. Wow. Came out of retirement. Oh. Wow.
I was an author, and I still am, and then I do speaking engagements, and for over 20 years, I have a booking agency that's run by myself and my son and my wife. It's called La Marie's Entertainment. So all these years since 1999, I'm one of the premier booking agencies out there. We run that. So I've done a lot of different things all along the way, even, being the lead singer of the Barcades. I've produced other acts, and I've done a lot of things. I've had to wear a lot of hats, but it takes all that to keep my world going, though,
Well, apparently you have what it takes, because it seems like that people come to you for advice because of your experience in the music industry and seeing young people who are looking up to you to want to become an artist. What are some of the advice that you give them?
To keep a day job.
Oh, I like that. You keep it real. Keep a day job. Okay, I like that.
Real job. No, in all honesty, for those who are aspiring to be in this business we call the music business, I would say keep smart people around you, learn as much about this business as you can, and please, for whatever, for heaven's sake, please give this thing some time, because this is it's a cruel business, because especially nowadays, and James and I, we ran the Barcades, and we had a record label at the same time. We had 7 or 8 acts on the label, and we've done a lot of different things along the way. We've managed ourselves most of the time. In the early years we had managers, but we managed ourselves along with our attorneys. So yeah, we've for aspiring artists, I'm tell you something. I have this thing I say: it's hard to get tripped up if you stay on your knees. Keep God
wow!
First
I like that.
Yeah. You keep God first in your life, and have a true yearning for this business, because you can easily turn into what they call the flavor of the day. We still have a very, very fruitful career based off of records we wrote and recorded 40 years ago. Because we just tried real hard. We've done 30 albums together.
Wow. Because you got that meat music, that music that has soul and has a lot of, love and good music. You don't find that as often now because of, the standards are different. And so just knowing that you sung with the Barcades, I mean, wow, I heard of them. So what are some of the memories that you have with your group?
Probably one of the fondest memories. I have a bunch of memories though, but
I'm
maybe
sure
one of the fondest memories I have when we stayed at Stax Records for a long time, and we were the house band there, which we recorded. It was Isaac Hayes, 5 albums with him. Just Rufus Thomas, Johnny Taylor, The Emotions.
Emotions, wow.
When Stax closed, we got a multi-million-dollar deal with Mercury Records, and we always had a saying that one day we were going from a little club called the Family Affair to Madison Square, and as time went on, we were playing Madison Square Gardens one night, and our record label interrupted the concert, and they awarded us our first gold album in Madison Square. We had kidded ourselves about that for years, and as God would have it, it came to fruition, and that was an iconic moment that I'll always remember. And another real interesting moment was me spending a month with my mentor and the guy who I just thought the sun rose and shined on every day. That was Sly Stone. I got a chance to solid month. He and I worked together in New York, and that was a really good time for me because you have guys who you look up to and
Yes.
your mentors, and you want to emulate and to be able to work and write with them and record actually and become good friends is a dream come true. Those a couple of things that were just stand out in my career. Now I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. I have a street named after, and I have two honorary doctorates from two different colleges. If you walk down Bill Street, you'll walk over my name because they have a star on Bill Street. We were inducted into the R&B Hall of Fame. We're here inducted into the Memphis Music Rock Hall of Fame here. So we got a lot of stuff to be really proud of. We have part of our outfits are in the we're in the Stax Museum, and we're in that museum in Nashville. But in the we have parts of our outfits all over the world, and all just Smithsonian has it, So
Wow. I mean, I'm talking to an icon. I feel like, ooh, I'm listening. I'm taking down notes. I mean, just to see your humble spirit, to hear it, and then hearing also the excitement that you have about not only music but helping others, showing people what it takes to maintaining this music because it's a really very competitive profession, and for you to still be needed in this music industry is amazing. You've been married for 50 years and you're still, oh wow. It had to be, meant for you to do music. It had to be. Because, I mean, for you to have accomplished all of these things and still maintain your family, that's amazing.
That's probably one of the reasons why I've been able to stay in this business for so long. I've been married it's 52 years exactly, but married to a wonderful woman who has kept me grounded, and family life is a big part of my DNA, and giving back through our different foundations. And we have a scholarship foundation that we support HBCU colleges immensely, and here in Memphis, there's a HBCU called Lemoyne on. For the last 12 or 13 years, we've assisted 3 to 5 kids to go to school every year.
Oh, that's such a giving heart, and that's why you are being blessed, because I tell people that when you give it all away and keep your hands open, God will double folds. And I thank you so much for showing what gratitude really means, because you really don't have to do this. You do it because you love to. You are amazing. Thank you so much for all that you have done. And concerts, what are some of the places you have been? I'm sure you've been around the world.
There's not too many places I haven't been, but you know what? We've never had a chance to play Africa. We've played all over the world, and probably all states in the United States at one time or another, over these 50 years. But I now I'm just really kind of blessed to be able to work just only kind of when I want to. I really have to, and I don't get a chance to brag very much because I'm a real humble guy. I don't really talk about accomplishments. You've got more out of me in the last 10 minutes than probably most people.
I'm listening to you. I'm like, wow, keep on talking. I mean, I just love the fact that you are so real. You meet people who have really made major accomplishments in their music or in their careers, and they brag about themselves. I have not heard not one time you say the I word. You're talking about giving back, how thankful you are, giving back, giving people advice. That's amazing. That's how you know you have true success, because it's not about you, but it's all about, of course, you want to have fun and be successful, but you're giving back to HBCs. I mean, you don't hear about news like this, and that's amazing.
Yeah, well, it's just part of who I am. I'm not an I person. I mean, it's very, very boring. I don't do anything alone. Everything we have family business. We just started our own Dodson Foundation, which is the second foundation that we've been involved in. We have the Barcades Foundation, but we've started our Dodson Foundation, which is my personal family, just this week. So, and our mission is really to help those who can't help themselves. And it's no other feeling for me that's more rewarding than seeing the smile on somebody's face when you've helped somebody, you know. And we are blessed that we may be bless others. That's all it is. That's all it is. I tell people, all we got is us. All we got is us. That's all we got.
Yes. And I know what you're doing when you're not making money. I mean, you're making music. You're making other people's dream come true, because I was going to ask you, what do you do when you're not making music? You're doing charity work.
I do, you know, and, you know, I tell you what I do. I love to fish. You know, we fish, we charter, we go out into the Gulf, and we, you know, and still it's not just me. I take my family and I take the guys out with me, you know. I don't do anything alone, man. I'm just not that kind of a person. I like to share stuff, you know. I just had my 72nd birthday, and I took my wife to Las Vegas, and we spent my birthday in Las Vegas for about a week, and had a great time.
Wow, that is so amazing. And you're showing what it looks like to retire and still travel and have fun and enjoy life, because we only have one life, and live it to the fullest. But of course, you want to live it with humbleness and putting God first in your family and helping those and things of that sort. So you are definitely displaying what it means to, you know, live life to the fullest. That's amazing. I heard of you. My mom and dad listened to your music growing up, and I would sometimes listen to you on an 8-track. Huh?
If you made 30 albums, somebody's listened to you.
Yes. Well, I heard of you. I was like, whoa, this is a huge one. But I thank you so much for your time. But what are some of the things that you had to go through to get to where you are now? What kind of sacrifices did you make, or?
Well, you know, we spent a lot of time. Before we really became, you know, popular. In terms of the original Barcades were killed in a plane crash, with the exception of guys, with the plane crash that took Otis Redding's life. The kids were in high school, and Otis saw them after a concert, and when he heard them play, he wanted to take them on, you know, on the road and let them be his band, but they were in high school. But listen, so the very first record that the Barcades ever recorded was a song called Soul Finger, which was a million seller. That was the first record they ever recorded, an instrumental group, and they didn't have a singer. So, you know, until I joined in 1970, they were an instrumental band. They didn't sing at all, you know. So I was able to breathe life into the band and sort of give it a new identity and be the voice of the Barcades. And I've been the only singer the band's ever had, you know, since 1970. And this is it's been an amazing career.
Wow. Isn't that something, how God gives you exactly what you need? They had the music. They just needed that one last piece, and that was you. Larry D. Wow.
Yeah, but it's delightful for you to have time to talk, take time for me to come on and talk, and it's delightful chatting with you.
It's been delightful, too. So what do you see, how do you compare the music today versus when you first started? Do you see anything that is lacking, or is it progressing, or how do you feel about the music industry?
No, I you know, man, my heart pours out, because when you've done music as long as I have and been around guys like Otis Redding and Isaac Hayes and Johnny Taylor and Wilson Pickett and Sam and Dave, guys who wrote songs that today still they have them in theaters and in film, in opposed to some of the music that's out today. It's very shallow. A lot of the music is very shallow now. And might I say that when you write a song like "Walk On By," that's a song that will enable you to have generational wealth. You know, ain't nobody gonna re-record back that ass up. I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. You know, I'm saying, and not to take anything away from rap music, but you gotta be careful. You know, when you sit down to write from your heart. You know, and it will bring you generational wealth if you write the right kind of songs and do the right kind of music. And some of the stuff that I think the kids are getting into now, they're so anxious to be popular, they end up being flavor of the day, and the record labels aren't obligated anymore. All they want is just somebody to sell music and, for lack of a better word, whore or act around, you know. And back when we were coming up, the record labels were really interested in your career. That's not happening anymore. These record labels don't care about anything now. They're just trying to make a dollar, you know. And that's one of the reasons why we decided to start our own record labels and have been our own bosses most of our lives. We call our own shots.
And I see that because you see some artists here today and gone tomorrow, whereas you still hear about the Temptations, you hear about the Barclays and Smokey Robinson. You still hear some of that music as of today because of the substance behind it. It was real, genuine music, and you are so true about that because now you don't know who to really listen to because of the inappropriate languages or maybe the music aren't as great. But how do you know when you are making music that you have a hit? What are the signs of a good hit song?
Well, let me tell you something. Nobody really, really knows. You know, of course, everybody goes into the studio to record. They hope and wish they're making the right record. But there are some signs. When you find that yourself singing the song over and over again and you can't sleep, it's infectious, that's a good sign. But you kind of never know. You know, you go in to record and make the best record that you can, but there are signs when the song gets in your soul and you can't get it out of your mind and it overtakes you, then that's a good sign that you're on to something, you know. But I tell you, really, honest to God, you really never know. You really never know because there are some forces out there that can stop a really good record from being ever heard, you know. I always say the best record that I have is still inside of me. I don't think I've made the best record I could make. Wow. I don't. And I made a lot of music, man. You know, I Googled myself one night just sitting up, and I was amazed at how much music I've really been associated with. But I honestly believe that the best song is still inside of Larry D. I have yet.
So we got more music coming, then. Yay!
That's what I keep chasing. That I keep chasing that ultimate record, right? Yeah, you're right. Keeps me. That's what got me out of retirement, man. I miss it so very much, and people were bothering me. You know, we had lost the funky guys. You know, Prince had died, and Clinton with Sugarfoot had died. George Clinton had retired, and Rick James was my dear friends that was gone, and it was the Funketeers were gone. And I said, man, let me get up out of here and go make some more funky music. You know, people were really bothering me about retirement. They really did. And I was flattered at that, you know. I was really, it's to be missed by your peers when you're doing your craft. It's really kind and it's really rewarding.
That's awesome. What do you play instruments as well?
I play a little piano, just enough to kind of let me write. And I
can see that too. You bobbing your head as you're thinking about a song, yeah, and writing the notes. I can see that.
Yeah, and I taught myself I can't read a lick, but you know I got tired of having these late over in the morning ideas and nobody to put the music to, so I started picking it out myself. I play a little bit of guitar. Matter of fact, I play a little bit on stage sometimes, you know, if I really feel like it. You know, not ill, you know, but I'm funky though, so you know when I'm up there. You know, you can feel me when I'm up there.
So you got that soul. I can see it. I can't wait to hear the song that we're going to be playing. And you mentioned, like, while you were touring, you juggle a family. How was that? I mean, on the road all the time, missing your wife and your son. What was that like?
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Have you not heard that before?
Well, it must be because you're 52 years in the marriage, so
you know, it's
still dating.
My housekeeper told me, she said, "Don't worry about it." She said, "The two most passionate times in marriages is when you're getting ready to leave, the anticipation of coming home, when you've been away, and coming back home. You know, those are two really romantic moments. And to share those things, you can't do it unless you go away and come back, you know. So it keeps the space away sometimes helps a marriage, you know. Not that you want to do it, but it does help, you know. It really does help. And like I said, I've been getting the right person in your life is more important than anything. I just was very, very lucky to have a wonderful wife.
That's beautiful to hear. And tell me more about your book before we leave, because I would love to know, is it ready to be purchased? Are you working on it?
No. I when I retired, I started writing my book, and I didn't have any idea I was going to do it. But my son, who kind of like is my partner, and he handles the marketing, and he works for he and I share the record label together, and also he does all the marketing for me, and he handles my day-to-day stuff. But I was about to tell you that we used to sit at the table and plan out my week, and he would handle my schedule, and I would tell him all these wonderful stories about when I was on the road doing dust and stuff. He said, "Papa, you ought to write a book." I said, "Man, I don't know anything about writing," and I got to thinking about it, so I did. I started taking my notes. We found a very good editor, and I started sending them my notes. And her name was Sheila Bell. She had done published a lot of books herself. And she said, "Larry, your notes are so good, I don't need to redo anything. Just keep sending me notes." And the only thing she told me, she said, "Okay, now that you start to write," she said, "give me the good stuff. Give me the stuff that makes you say, ouch." And I started sending her really intimate things and really things I had never discussed with anybody. And the book is called "And the Band Plays On," but I wrote it in real time, during the time, getting ready to leave the group. But it's about my entire life before I joined the band. When I was in the Temprees, I started a group called the Temprees, a group that did Dedicated to the One I Love, and had a lot of big love songs. I started that group.
Oh, I love that song. Ooh.
Yep. I started that group in high school. And but the book is called "And the Band Plays On," and we can't keep them. I do book signings and Q&As about my book all the time. I've got 2 this month. I'm doing one. I'm being honored in the Congress in Arkansas, and I'm doing a book signing there this next Monday. And I'm doing a book signing also in the University of Alabama on the 23rd of this month. So
you can't go to Bama without not inviting me. That's my town now. I'm a Bama fan. Roll Tide all the way. Come on now.
Okay. So the book is all about my life, the ups and downs, the good and the bad. It's a really good read. We can't keep them. People read it, and they all call me back. They say, "Man, you really, really talked about your life." He said, "How did you get the courage to say some of those things?" So there are quite a few things in the book that I had never shared with anybody. But my editor said, "Give me the real stuff. Let people really know who you are, because if it was some bad stuff that was stuff you're not quite proud of, it turns into ministry, because it shows people that you got through it. You were still able to be successful, turned out to be a good human being." And people need that. You know, they don't need to be glossy. You don't need to write books about how glossy your life was. Tell them about the stuff that went wrong, you know. So
you know why? It's good to see. It's good to see a person who is successful as you to to give us like the things that you have to go through to get here, because people think that because you made it that it's easy, but you have to go through some storms and some trials and tribulations to get the rose. And now, you could share and inspire those. And I would love to know where that book is located. Where can we find it?
You can get it on Amazon. You can get wherever you get good books. It's been on sale now for more than a year. And as I said, we still sell a lot of them. It's called "And the Band Plays On."
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what do you like to eat? What's your favorite food?
My favorite food, I don't know, man. Ice cream, probably.
So are you the type that at the end of the night you go get a bowl of ice cream and put all your work on top of it?
I'm not allowed to do it. I have to watch my weight, so I have to sneak and do that.
Oh, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. But you're just so amazing. I mean, you're just this humble spirit, Larry D. How did you come up with that Larry D? That's another question I wanted to ask. How did that come about, your name?
Oh, that's an alter ego name that I've had. I've recorded records, even when I was with the Marquez, under that name. I've recorded the name under the name of Freaky D. And,
Freaky D. Okay.
So I don't know, but when I retired, I didn't want to be confusing when I decided to come back. So I said, I took a really big chance because, most people know me as Larry Dodson. And I didn't want to, I said, let me just try to brand a new name, just to put a challenge in front of myself. And it kind of bit me in the butt a little bit because they're like, who in the world is Larry D, But I put the tag on it, the originally thing of the Marquez, and they said, oh, okay, that's Larry Dodson, okay. But I just thought of that to brand a new name, and it's worked. It took about 2 years to really get people to understand who I was,
Actually, I like the name. It's rebranding. It's like Larry D. You don't forget that name.
Yeah,
Larry's a common name, and D is a popular, letter in the alphabet. So,
a good friend of mine is Charlie Wilson, and he told me, he said, you gonna feel like you're starting all over again. He said, why didn't you use Larry Dodson? I said, I don't know. I guess subconsciously I wanted to make it harder for myself, but I like that. I like Larry D. Kind of the mystique in it, trying to wonder who he is, but putting a tag on it, the originally thing of the Barcades, or the original voice of the Barcades, that was the glue that kind of made everybody understand who I was.
That's awesome. And so I just want to, again, to thank you so much for your time, and we're about to be ending this wonderful fellowshipping time, but my last question is, what kind of legacy would you like to leave behind?
As a guy who made a lot of good music and who always thought of himself last. I don't think I'm always. That's kind of how I do. In all my companies, I pay myself last. I pay everybody that works for me first.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. God gives me. God makes sure I have enough. Matter of fact, He makes sure I have too much sometimes.
That's a good problem to have. Wow.
Yeah.
I can truly say it's been really an honor because you're telling me you rather to see someone shine. I mean, of course you want to see yourself shine, but just to say you give it away first to those and then you pay yourself last, that says a lot about your character. It really does. It shows how you are really for the community. You are into sharing. You give yourself away to others, and then it comes back because it has to be.
That's because I trust. When you trust God, He'll supply you with all the things that you need.
That's true.
Messes you up is when the person gets all in your own way most of the time. Most of the troubles that we have as people, we do it to ourselves, That's the
Amen.
I believe that. I really believe that. When you start to understand that if you get blessed, it's only to bless others. That's trusting God, and He will supply your every need. He will give you all that you need and more. But you got to believe that. That's something you have to grow into. The shoes you have to really learn to feel. That's it's difficult for some people and easier for others. But it works.
Yeah.
It works.
It does.
It does work, and you sound like you know it for yourself.
Oh, he says, the more you give, he gives us the basics. The more you give, the more you will receive.
That's a simple truth saying it. It's the truth.
That's the basic. That's very basic, because when you are a giver, it's a blessing to be a giver, because you have to have things to give away. So apparently God has blessed you to have those things to give away. And so when you keep it to yourself, I tell my daughter, who I'm trying to mold before she goes to college, when you have your fist like balled up, God can't, open. He can't give you anything when it's balled up. So give it away. Keep your fist open. Yeah.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. And that's a very good something to tell your kids, and a very good principle to live by. That's good stuff.
Amen. So before we go, I would like to say thank you for this opportunity. How can people reach out to you?
You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. The Real Larry Dodson. The Real Larry Dodson. And if you really want to go to my website, www.thelarrydodson.com, you can get my book. You can find out a way to get an autographed book. You can get my tour schedule and find out everything. I'm on the radio on the station here in Memphis on Saturdays. I have a very good classic R&B radio show every Saturday. You can find out about all the things that I'm into, everything that I do. www.thelarrydodson.com. That's a very good place to go to find out all the things that are going on in my life.
Amen.
My whole world is on Facebook, though.
Well, I'm going to definitely be following you on Facebook. And Jerry, do you have anything else you would like to ask Mr. Larry D before we play his wonderful song?
I'm just so happy that Larry was able to share these great stories. And for one, because you hear horror stories all the time from some of our legends. Some of them not in here to even talk about their journey. And I just want to say thank you, Larry, for many, many, many years of great music. You made a difference in my life as a DJ coming up. And hey, man, you just put a smile on our face every Saturday when we saw you on Soul Train, man.
You were on Soul. Oh, wow! I love you for Soul Train. Yes.
Yep. And
that's how we knew we had arrived when we made the Soul Train. That was the mark. That's one way to know if you really, really made it, when you appear on Soul Train.
That was the grand stage. The grand stage. So Larry, you had your group. You said in Memphis.
I've always lived in Memphis.
Okay, because what's so interesting during that era. Like I guess like the 70s and the 80s, you started getting all these big groups coming out of Cincinnati, coming out of the Bay Area, Washington D.C., and Baltimore. It was just so great, man, to see, especially because Soul Train were able to give you guys a grand stage for television, because that was the only place we really could see you guys till you started touring. But I know, man, that the journey had to be incredible, especially seeing the way it is now. So speaking of where we are today, you see the music we have today and the platforms we have. So did you appreciate your life then, or do you appreciate it better now?
You know what? That's a very good question. I wouldn't trade anything for the years that I spent at Stax Records. Understand, man, we played on hundreds of millions of dollars of music. We were, when Booker T and the MGs got rich and stopped being available to bag up all of the acts at Stax Records, the Otis Reddings and the Sam Daves all of the guys at Stax that came out of there, we were the band that played on all that music. So to be around guys like Sam and Dave and Johnny Taylor and Rufus and Carla Thomas, Emotions, and Isaac Hayes and those guys, man, it was a really, 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 there was no better school I could have been in.
Yeah,
you
man.
know,
For real, y'all put a smile on everybody's face back then. Because remember, during that time, blacks were still trying to get theirs, and music is what we really had. That was out. Yeah.
Yep, it was. And see, at that time, it was only Stax, and then there was Motown, and then there was Philly International. Those were the real big labels at that time.
Yeah.
So I was over at Stax, in that grammar school and in that high school. So I wouldn't trade anything. I'll tell you, my age has, and I've had good people around me, and it has enabled me to, just be okay through all of the years and have a hit record in every decade for the last years. So that's really, really difficult, but that's very, very rewarding to be in that predicament. Not many acts have had as much music as we have.
Yeah,
we're in an elite 50 group, maybe Kool and the Gang, the Spinners, the Temptations, Earth, Wind and Fire have been in I tell you, let me see, there's another one. I say the OJs.
Yeah, OJs.
Have been over 50 years and been in music successfully. We were the first band to ever play on what was called Soul Train. It wasn't called Soul Train during that time. It was called something else in Chicago.
Ooh.
The first band ever played it, and the OJs was the first group to ever to play on Don Cornelius' show.
Yeah.
And that was she started in Chicago, so we've been through a lot of first.
Madison Square Gardens. Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We've seen a lot of things. When Martin Luther King was killed here in Memphis, we were in the studio recording.
Wow.
Yes. They locked us in the studio. We couldn't come out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, scary times. Wow.
It's been talking with you guys, man. Call me back sometime and I'll tell you some more of my cute stories, okay?
Hey, man, we got plenty of platforms for you, man. But thank you so much. Thank you for joining us here on Late Night. And we're gonna serve up your music to everybody, man, who's been waiting patiently. Here we go.
Amen. Y'all be well.
Amen.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Girl, it's the weekend, and I can't wait to get back down to the joint. They got this cute young tender down there that's playing the harmonica, and he is off the chain.
Come on. Play on it. Something so nice. It's Friday, and I feel like I having a ball. I'm gonna take these last $2 and you're going back down to that hole in the wall. Say, fire up this funky little joint. They got this hell of a band, and the star of the show, you ought to hear him blowing. They call him Mr. Harmonica Man. He's Big Booty Judy and Sexy Sue screaming, don't stop, whatever you do. When it starts to play, you got to dance to Mr. Harmonica Man. When it starts to play, you got to dance to Mr. Harmonica Man. It's an all-night party every night. Plenty of whiskey, chicken wings. He keeps the night on the floor, roly. Mr. Harmonica Man doing his thing. They love to hear him blow all night.
I know that's right.
Till they make the joint turn on the lights. 'Cause ain't nobody going nowhere as long as he's got that funky thing in his mouth. He's Big Booty Judy and Sexy
Home? No, I ain't ready to go home. When it starts to play, you got to dance. To Mr. Harmonica Man. When it starts to play, you got to dance. To Mr. Harmonica Man. Mr. Harmonica Man. Cute young tender. Play on me. Play on me. Mr. Harmonica Man. I told you.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power, a devil inside.
Positive Power 21.org. Internet radio.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us right here on Late Night with Jervis Live Worldwide and KIMMIE Kim. We want to thank Larry D for stopping by and sharing his journey. Don't forget, y'all, you can join us every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, starting at 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. for Late Night Podcast. That's right here on Positive Power, WXI Christian Media. So if you look for inspiration and motivation and encouragement, it's all here, y'all, right here on this platform. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. All your favorite. And don't forget you can catch us on the Weekend Channel. That's right, .tv. Just look for streaming podcasts. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. I'm Jerry Rose Live. I'm worldwide.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.